In the polished, often scripted world of Bachelor Nation, where appearances are everything and every moment is carefully curated for the cameras, authenticity can be hard to find. Katie Thurston has always stood out, not just for her confidence, but for her willingness to be unapologetically herself, even when it wasn't the easiest path. She first caught America's attention on Matt James's season of The Bachelor in 2021, not just for her quirky entrance, but for her courage to speak her mind and challenge the status quo. Katie quickly became the season's truth-teller, calling out bullying and standing up for others, even when it meant putting herself in uncomfortable situations. This reputation for honesty and integrity followed her into her own season as The Bachelorette. Her direct, no-nonsense approach was a refreshing change for viewers, but it also led some to label her as perpetually angry or too outspoken, a criticism often faced by women who refuse to stay silent. Yet Katie's openness, her willingness to share her anger, sadness, and joy, offers a more complete human picture than most reality TV personas. She reminds us that vulnerability and strength can coexist. Her story challenges us to look beyond labels and see that expressing anger, especially as a woman in the public eye, can be a powerful act of self-advocacy, and a reminder that real change often starts with one unfiltered voice. In September 2025, Katie Thurston faced a nightmare that no one should ever have to experience. A fake news article announcing her death suddenly went viral on Facebook, spreading like wildfire across social media platforms. The hoax caused immediate panic and confusion among her friends, family, and thousands of followers. Many people reached out in fear, desperate for answers. Katie responded with raw anger and visible frustration on Instagram, urging her community to report the post and help stop the spread of misinformation. She described the experience as deeply triggering and emotionally exhausting, highlighting the overwhelming helplessness that comes with fighting online misinformation. The speed and reach of the hoax made it nearly impossible to control, leaving Katie feeling exposed and powerless. But after the initial shock and distress, Katie's resilience and signature humor began to shine through. She posted a sarcastic "From Heaven" video, playfully confirming she was very much alive and poking fun at the absurdity of the situation. This blend of outrage and dark comedy is classic Katie. She refuses to be a passive victim. Instead, she uses both her vulnerability and her sharp wit to reclaim her narrative, showing that humor can be a powerful tool for survival. The incident revealed not only the toxic side of internet fame, but also the strength it takes to withstand public scrutiny. Katie's refusal to be silenced or defined by others became a powerful example for her audience. Her response was more than just debunking a rumor, it was a bold statement of strength, self-possession, and the importance of standing up for oneself in the digital age. Through it all, Katie showed her followers that it's possible to be both vulnerable and strong, and that emotional honesty, especially in the face of cruelty, is one of her greatest assets, and a source of true connection. Katie Thurston has never tolerated disrespect on her social media. In August 2025, she publicly called out a rude comment left on her wedding photos by former contestant Cody Mink, exposing his petty insult to her followers. Instead of ignoring it, she shared the comment, blocked him, and made it clear she sets boundaries online. For Katie, social media is an extension of her home. She won't let trolls linger. Critics may call her dramatic, but for many her actions are acts of self-respect and digital self-defense. By refusing to be a silent target, Katie empowers others to set boundaries and reject online harassment. Her anger isn't about drama, it's about protecting her space and demanding basic decency. She reminds everyone that behind every screen is a real person with real feelings. Katie's greatest challenge began in February 2025, when she was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer at just 34 years old. The news was devastating, shattering the sense of normalcy she had built in her life. Suddenly, her world was filled with uncertainty, fear, and 1,000 unanswered questions about the future. She shared her despair, anger, and sadness openly, giving followers an unfiltered look at the emotional toll of a cancer diagnosis. Katie didn't hide her pain. She let people see the raw, messy reality of what it means to face a life-threatening illness. Her vulnerability resonated deeply, creating a space where others could relate and feel less alone. Just days after her wedding, she learned the cancer had spread to her liver, stage 4. The joy of her new marriage was quickly overshadowed by the gravity of her diagnosis, forcing her and her husband to confront unimaginable challenges together. Katie documented her battle with brutal honesty, discussing side effects, the the relentless uncertainty of treatment, and the emotional roller coaster that came with every scan and doctor's visit. She spoke candidly about her fears, her hopes, and the small victories that kept her going. Her anger became fuel. It drove her to endure, to advocate for herself, and to keep fighting even when the odds felt overwhelming. Katie's determination inspired those around her, showing that strength can be found even in the darkest moments. By sharing her rage and vulnerability, she gave others permission to feel their own emotions without shame. Her openness helped build a community of support, where honesty and compassion were at the center. In July 2025, she shared hopeful news. Her tumors were shrinking. For the first time in months, hope began to outweigh fear, and her story became a beacon for others facing similar battles. The trauma and anger remain, but so does her resilience. Katie continues to move forward, carrying both the scars and the strength she's gained along the way. Katie's story is about more than illness. It's about choosing to live fully in the face of adversity. She reminds us that even in the midst of pain, there can be moments of joy, connection, and purpose. Her willingness to share every facet of her experience has transformed her into a powerful voice for patients everywhere, inspiring countless others to speak up, seek support, and never lose hope. Amid her cancer battle, Katie Thurston married comedian Jeff Archery in a small backyard ceremony. Their decision to wed quickly was both practical and deeply romantic. Jeff wanted to be by her side, officially, through every medical challenge. Their marriage became a symbol of true partnership, facing in sickness and in health from the very start. Jeff's humor and support provided Katie with stability and moments of joy during her darkest days. He didn't try to fix her pain, but stood with her in it, offering comfort and solidarity. Their love story is grounded in reality, not TV fantasy, showing that true partnership is about navigating hardship together. Even in the darkest times, their bond has been a source of light and resilience. Katie's cancer diagnosis brought another heartbreak, the risk of losing her ability to have biological children. She underwent IVF before treatment, resulting in 2 viable embryos, a process she shared candidly with her followers. Katie has spoken openly about the likelihood of needing a surrogate, and the emotional complexity of facing an uncertain future. She and Jeff are preparing for the possibility of a childless life, challenging societal expectations and finding acceptance together. Her honesty about grief, hope, and acceptance has opened up vital conversations about fertility and illness. The anger and sadness she expresses are not just about her health, but about futures lost and choices taken away. By sharing her journey, Katie offers solidarity and understanding to others facing similar struggles. Katie Thurston's reputation for anger is both understandable and incomplete. Her journey, from reality TV scrutiny to a life-threatening diagnosis, has demanded resilience. Her anger isn't a flaw, it's a raw, honest response to injustice and adversity. It fuels her fight for health, her boundaries online, and her refusal to be silenced. Katie's story challenges us to see female anger as a tool for survival and self-advocacy. Through radical vulnerability, she's become a symbol of resilience, giving others permission to feel deeply and fight bravely. Her legacy is authenticity, choosing to be real in a world that rewards artifice. Katie's anger is not her whole story, but it's an essential part of her unbreakable spirit.